Bitcoin ETF, Ripple ETF, liquidity sweeps on the sell side, on the buy side. Craziness happening all week around. CPI coming in today, PPI coming in tomorrow. But I do see that this might potentially be the bottom. This is what the title suggests. This is what the thumbnail suggests. This is not a clickbait. I do really think that we might be on the bottom of this wave. I do think that we might see 41 to 48,000 plus from here on, and this might be the last opportunity to get in around these levels for a while at least. This is what I'm going to talk about in this show. Welcome to everybody. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, smash the like button, and if you want to join our community, check the link in the description. If you sign up with my BYBIT link, you are in a raffle for an iPhone 15 at the end of the month. It's definitely worth doing. Welcome everybody. Good morning, Gabriel. Good morning. Good morning. Cool seeing you guys around. We did have the morning call in the community, so we already are positioned, but I'm gonna make sure to look at some stuff. So why yesterday was a crazy day. So this guy, he's the CEO of Graysale. And this guy posted, it's been a 10-year dress rehearsal. We're ready for the main event. Now here's the thing. At first everybody was like, okay, you get 2.3 million views, which is pretty decent. Everybody was, even Peter Schiff is commenting, I see. So everybody was going crazy about the fact that, the ETF is here and Graysale and whatnot. And maybe that was the thing. But what is interesting, as I heard today, is that this is actually meant to be aimed, or it was aimed at the fact that Graysale was 10 years old, and that, they've been preparing for the past 10 years and now they're ready to like really evolve and really be big. So like this tweet is not really about the ETF as much as we want it to be, or we don't really know if it is. He kept protected in a way, saying the 10-year dress rehearsal was the past 10 years with Graysale, and then they are ready for the main event, meaning, taking this to the next level. Maybe potentially with getting involved in crypto and doing something new for once. But that's about this tweet. The market went bananas, and that was this whole thing was topped off with the tweet. I actually don't have the tweet here that said, the Bitcoin ETF, the Ripple ETF has been submitted by BlackRock. Now, if you let me search for it. I don't know why I had it here, but it disappeared. But if you basically search for XRP ETF, you will see BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, has debunked the rumor that it has registered to launch a spot Bitcoin ETF. Now, here's the thing. This is coming from BULLBACK as well. They did not confirm that it is a hoax. So they did not say, it's not. They did not deny it. They said that the trusted source at BlackRock said that. This is coming from Nest, one of our founding members of the community. So we are still waiting for the news to be like confirmed or debunked. We don't know exactly, but so far, Ripple was rippling. Ripple was rippling like crazy yesterday. Usual ETF, not ETF, like 16% pump and then immediate dump within like literally 50 minutes. The thing is, if this filing is not true, if this turns out to be fake, this guy who filed it goes to jail. You could just place $100,000, $200,000 long here on a 100x. News comes, you pump it, and then I read that you need to pay like $500 to list an ETF. We will see today if the news is true or not, but something is for certain. Something is cooking. Something is cooking in the air. Joyce, I'm gonna join the community today. You should. Link in the description. I actually made a pretty cool, I can actually show you. I made a pretty cool flyer on how to do that. I'm pretty proud of it as well, so I can show you. So if you go on my LinkedIn profile, there's join our community, and it will take you, and this is like the good thing, it will take you to this beautiful flyer here. It'll tell you what to do. Get the links. You can click on my link tree, get the links. Sign up and deposit $100. You can sign up on any of the exchanges you can find on the link tree, or join our Discord. You can join our Discord and fill out the application form, and then you're gonna be in. So definitely do join today. We have morning calls every single day. It's a big thing. So Drew is saying it was registered as a trust, not filed with the SEC. It was registered as a trust, not filed with the SEC. Yeah, we'll have to see how this whole thing unfolds. That's still very important. Yeah, he said the news about the XRP is fake, but we don't have a confirmation. So it's like they say BlackRock denied it. No, someone said at Bloomberg that BlackRock denied it, but it's like a trust me bro source. So okay, so 57 days to the last deadline for the SEC. So this is what we've been talking about yesterday. So we've got 57 days to go until I think it's March something. No, it's what? Yeah, the Ark Bitcoin spot ETFs. Yes, so 57 until the Ark one, which were the first most probable. So the important part here is that they have 57 days for the last deadline. Now, what will most probably happen is not that they approve one and they don't approve the others. So if they approve one, they most probably, Ren says it as well, that they most probably are going to approve in a bulk. And that's like, imagine all the Bitcoin ETFs getting approved at once. Holy cow, like that would be massive, massive, massive. And this also comes in with the news that 80% of Bitcoin addresses now currently are in profit. That means, you know, that there are the more hodlers are there in the space. So the newcomers are not here yet, meaning this will most probably drop at the you know, when you see price coming in, people getting into the bull, this will skyrocket and then eventually start dropping as late comers come in, late retail enters the market, and we see they're buying, you know, at 100,000, 120,000, 130,000. So, but 80% of Bitcoin holders are in profit, which is pretty cool for us. So let's go. Brian Armstrong, Coinbase, rolling out perps, rolling out perpetual trading, starting with Solana and Avalanche. This was one of the news on Solana as well yesterday that made a decent pump. So this is big. Like, this is big. Guys, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button if you're new. We do these live shows every single day, and we have an incredible community. Check the link in the description. But it is super huge, because Coinbase has been lagging on this, right? So everybody was eyeing Coinbase when they're gonna, and obviously the legislations and regulations and whatnot, but the fact that they are moving in also puts an end to the whole drama with the SEC, or getting closer to the whole SEC drama. I just realized that my lamp is not on. You see me right though. Huh, it's pretty cool like this as well. Saving on electricity. Only that lamp and that lamp is on. That lamp is not on, but it's fine. So they are moving in, and they are coming in. They are bringing it for the international and the Coinbase Advanced platform. So it's not on the main Coinbase, but it's still something. You know, there's still something, and I'm pretty confident this is the first step towards getting this listed on the main side as well. So it's definitely going to be the American side is it's definitely a step forward to you know, moving forward with this with more coins. And then very important news again, just the good part: largest US options exchange CBOE to launch margin Bitcoin and Ethereum futures. So they are, again, like, this just shows that they are moving into the space. More and more people moving into the space. They are launching US options now. You will see an extreme explosion happening. Now the question really is, and this is what the whole title suggests, right? Whether this whole thing is going to happen from here, or we're gonna see the dump to 33,000. And here's what I'm thinking. So if you look at the DX, let's start from the beginning, right? As we always do. Forex calendar, we've got CPI coming in today. So this is gonna be important. But as well as we talked in the morning call in the community, like, it's not really. So if you look at the last time CPI numbers came in, for the community members, I'm just telling you to watch out, because Bitcoin is approaching the level, our level down here, at 36,320. But last time when we had the CPI numbers coming in, so we had a debate in the morning call on like, you know, whether it's relevant or not relevant to get the CPI numbers and volatility and whatnot. Now I want to show you something. So this is the last time, the last reading on the CPI was October 12th. That was the last time we had the CPI coming in, and CPI came in higher, which means it's bad for risk assets, because inflation doesn't cool on the year-to-year and on the month-to-month, doesn't cool. It is actually increasing. Came in with higher than expected, and that signals that inflation does not cool, and that can be a problem for risk assets. Now let me show you something. So this is the 12th of October. And the news came in at 2:30 Central European, so it's like 1:30 UTC. And I want to mark it for you. So 1:30 UTC is this. This is 1:30 UTC. Now check this. So news come in, CPI, everybody's getting ready with the CPI, right? CPI comes in hotter, higher than expected, meaning it's bad for risk assets. Look what happens to Bitcoin. You've got a 1% dump, and then you get this. You get this. So of course CPI does matter, and the fact that we're gonna get, I think the month to month is very low. It's very low. Again, I'm not a fundamental guy, so I have no fucking idea. But I'm just saying, like, that looking at this, the month to month at 0.1% is very, very low. That means that the rate hikes that they had and everything that they've done to cool inflation a year ago is now, you know, coming into effect. I mean, having an impact on the market. But I do think 0.1 is very, very low. So I think this will come in higher. However, the year 3.3 from the 3.7 does sound a little bit more reasonable. Now, why this does not really matter? It does matter because, as we saw, CPI does matter, inflation does matter. It will have an impact on stocks. It will have an impact on risk assets and whatnot. But if you look at this, and if you look at what I just showed you with having the CPI, last CPI here, and then seeing this 30, 40, whatever % pump here, the fact that the CPI will come in hotter today or not does not really impact the market. PPI, exact same thing. But then the question comes in, what does drive the markets? If you look at the Banter Bubbles, you see also the description in the link, there is a research call every single day. I'm also participating in there. It's pretty cool. You should come and do this. But everything seems to be green. You have bigger pullbacks here and there on the week, and on the day probably we see red. Yes, on the day we do see red. This is the pullback that we've been waiting for after this pump. The question really comes down to how can we see this unfolding. Now on the total, I was expecting total to come back down to the 1.3 trillion. Still a possibility, unlikely though, and I'll tell you why. Basically taking this high, we have thin air up to the 1.58, 1.57, and all the way up to 1.7, basically. Thin air. So we can see a little bit of pullback here, and then a pump. The reason why I'm not so certain about the pullback, because everybody is waiting for the pullback now. So we do see shorts being open. Hedge funds are massive short on stocks and oil. So everybody's expecting a dump, and this is why I do not think that we will have the pullback, and I do think we will have a full send from here. Now why and how and you know, all that. So let's look at it. Total 2, same thing. Total 3, same thing. If you look at Bitcoin dominance, Bitcoin dominance has put in a market structure break here and a market structure shift here from this POI, but that did not hold. This most likely happened because of the Ethereum ETF filing and whatnot. So I do think that that the Bitcoin dominance coming down has a major. The reason why the Bitcoin dominance is coming down so heavily is also because of the ETF filing. But if you look at it, we are putting in a new high. We are putting in a new high here. And we did come down to the equilibrium. So we did come down to 50%. A lot of people will say, oh, this is a support zone. And then they will go short here because of this. And oh, they will try to go long here. And when it breaks, they'll say, okay, so Bitcoin dominance is coming down and it has to come down and altcoin rally, and no. So the thing is that if you look at this, it's coming down to the PD, the premium and discount zone, 50% on this leg. This is absolutely healthy. So my theory of this going to the 56 region is absolutely fine. I mean, this is what I see happening, that we are going to see a push to the 56% region. And we do put in a high on the lower time frame on the Bitcoin dominance, and that indicates that we are going to see a push there. And that means that alts will bleed a little bit compared to Bitcoin. So this could also result in the push of Bitcoin. Now, what I would expect today, and this is like for today, so from here on, I expect Bitcoin to go up. I do think we're gonna have a retest. If you're in the community, you already got the trade entry, but we will see a retest. We have to take a lower time frame confirmation, but again, in the community, we'll guide you through that. But basically, we are seeing something like this and a potential push. This is what I am mainly expecting on Bitcoin. I do think it is a possibility that we take this OB here. And obviously, as I said, we still can come down, because if you look at the daily, you know that we can still come down to the we can still come down to the equilibrium on the daily, right? Which would be down here. So like coming down to this 32,500, I said, is still a possibility. But looking at the current price action and looking at liquidity building up on the buy side, let me just show you. Like, look at this massive liquidity. Look at this. Look at this. So this is liquidity being engineered and being taken. So I do think we are going to see a push. My first POI will be 37,590. So even that is actually not a bad trade at all. So even that is not a bad trade at 1 to 3. I do think we're going to see a reaction, but because we had this week liquidating most of the positions, I do think that we are going to see a push now. So whether it's from here or from down here, 36,100, or even retest this 35,200, I don't think this is going to happen, but we can even retest this 35,200-ish region and then see a push. My and our community's view right now is that we are going to see a push from here, and we are going to see a push towards 41,000 to 48,000. That's the idea. Let's see how the ETF is going to reject or be accepted. You know, this week is also going to be big. I do think that we're going to see some major news coming in this week. And I also don't think that they're going to wait for the deadline, the last deadline. I don't think they are going to wait for January to make the announcement, because that's way too obvious. Like, it's clear now that Gary has to approve these things, and if they wait for the last second, it can be an issue. Let me look at the chat, because I haven't looked at the chat. Ren think this is the last bull run. We will see 1,000 and 100x and more due to things like regulation. Do you agree with this statement? Absolutely. 100%. 100%. I think it's not only the regulations. I just think, you know, every time when an asset class becomes mature, you see that these like if you look at Amazon had a 95% drop or something like that. A little bit better, isn't it? 95% drop. It had a 95% drop in 2001 or whatever that was, dot-com bubble, right? So like, you will see this volatility, crazy volatility, and thousands of percentages, less and less. I'm not saying that this is gonna be the last one. As you can see, you could have bought Tesla, you could have bought Netflix, you know, like there were opportunities. You could have bought I don't remember the name. Anyway, so you could buy a lot of shares as well that went 1,000x, but you will see less and less opportunities. So right now, I don't think it's that difficult to pick any coin that will do 10 to 15 to 20x in the next bull. It's like literally not difficult. Even if you look at the higher market cap coins. So if you look at Solana, right? We bought Solana around $20. So if you buy Solana $20, $200, or even, you know, like $150, is not a bit far reach. So you know that you can make like a 10% or 10x or an 8x or whatever that is. So even if you pick some of the largest coins, you can expect a 10. Even with Bitcoin, I truly think, like, not now, but from like 20k, I do think the next top is going to be around 180k. So you can expect a 5x at least on any coins. But from the next run, obviously there will be different narratives that will have 1,000x, that will have 100x, that will have, you know, 50x runs. But it will be much more difficult to spot them. And by spotting them, it will be much more difficult to get involved in these projects. And the good thing about this, though, and this is why I'm saying that you should be exposed completely right now. Not financial advice, by the way, super important. Not financial advice. Not financial advice at all, right? So nothing we do here is financial advice. But the reason why I think you should be involved and exposed to the market is because of this as well. Like, I do not want to get left behind. If the ETF gets announced today, Bitcoin goes to 48,000, no question, and even might go above. And if we break through, I'll show you that there's a weekly resistance around 48,000. If we break through above that level, all-time highs within 5 months, like not even a question. So the reason why I think it's also worth positioning yourself already. If you haven't done already, you should. But if you haven't done already, position yourself. And I know it's all-time highs, and I know there will be a pullback. But people were waiting for the pullback in 2017, August, and September, and October, and December, and November, and then they missed the 10x pump. So I do think that it is worth positioning yourself, because I agree that this is the last bull where we can make gains that we are about to make. Somebody doesn't want me watching your videos. Major buffering, but only on your videos. The last one did it too. Weird. Guys, can someone confirm? Is this really happening to everybody else, or like what's happening? No, nope, sir. The reason why BTC? Yes, sir, possible. I agree. For anyone whose YouTube is buffering, just refresh your page and jump back in. That seems to solve it for everyone. Oh, you're using Android. Oh, okay. Oh, Android. Why didn't you start with that? Kiwi, Android. Oh, okay. Joking. Switch to Apple. But we did have this issue before. Somebody said they had a buffering issue, so we need to, like, maybe that's what it is. Okay. All good here. Perfect, perfect. Okay, good. Then it's fine. Okay. So, let's jump right back into this. So if you look at this, I do think that this low here should hold. This low or this will be here. These two levels should hold. And we should see a pump now, at least 37,600, but most probably 41k. 41k. Let me look at. Oh, and this is what I wanted to tell you. Like, if we do get an ETF approved, like if we do get a DTF push, I doubt it, but Rain, you know, my mentor as well, and also like the guy who, like the founder, one of the founding members in the community, which by the way you should join. There is a link in the description. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. We do this every day, and you can scan this if you're watching on desktop. You can scan this, but if not, there is a link in the description. Come join our community. I promise you, it's free until December. This will be the best investment you make. The time you put in, you just have to use our link, and that's it. It's so no-brainer. Okay, so what I'm saying is that this is the main structural point up here, 48,400-ish, 200-ish. If we get the ETF approval and we push through this level, nothing is stopping this to all-time high. Nothing. And I'm telling you, nothing. So like, if we are able to come and close above here, we might see a 50% pullback. But nothing is stopping us to all-time high within 5 to 6 months. Nothing. So being underexposed right now, I think is a much larger risk than not being underexposed. All right. Bitcoin's coming down nicely. Coming down nicely. Almost hitting our level. Almost hitting our level. Guys, I have to stop giving you nuggets, but basically, if we see a lower time frame confirmation, this will be the. You see how cool I am? I'm giving all this without you joining the community. Not for long though, but this is the idea here. So we would be again like we were in the community. We were long from here. So for us, it's a free trade. What? Did I delete my long here? No, I did not want. Okay, let's look back. What was my level here? 35,293. 35,293. Sorry guys, I gotta do this. 35,293, somewhere around here. $293, and then my stop was what? 35091. Yeah, this was our trade. So we're in this right now. We're in this trade right now. So the reason why I'm saying it is because we doubled down on the position. So our average entry is around $36,000-ish. So this should, but this is what I said to the community as well this morning, is that I rather risk this profit not being taken than risk the potential miss of an ETF listing. Like, I want to be in this trade and I want to ride it to 31k. Or what is it, 41k? So in 35,000, I do think we have a major possibility of this, you know, just going to all-time high from here, and we can hold it from 35,200. There is a possibility of it going down, but I don't mind. It's a risk-free trade. I don't mind getting stopped, because if I put the opportunity of taking it to all-time high, you know, the risk reward of taking it to all-time high or not making any profits on this particular trade, I'll take it to all-time high always. All right, so let's jump onto, so what I wanted to explain to you is that if we do close above here, we're going to see all-time high. So we will see a pullback, we will see all-time high. I already said that. Let's look at SHIB. SHIB is also approaching our entry. Same scenario as SHIB, by the way. Same scenario in most of the tokens, to be very honest with you. Same scenario. If you look at any other tokens, same scenario. You will see a pump, you will see a retracement. And also, why do we think that? Like, the main reason is because how markets work is that you have, you know, AMD, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. We work a lot with that in the community. And so how this works is that in the beginning of the week, you do see manipulation. You see, you know, the manipulation happening at the beginning of a wave or at the beginning of a week or whatever that is. And when the manipulation happens, so let me boil it down again. AMD, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So you see accumulation, whether it's the beginning of the week, beginning of a wave, beginning of the month, beginning of a candle, you do see manipulation happen at the beginning. You see accumulation, and then you see manipulation happen, and then you see the distribution happen. So this is the same thing with the week, right? So Monday, Tuesday, weekend usually accumulation area. The Monday, Tuesday, usually the manipulation, happening some kind of manipulation, liquidity sweeps, session liquidities, relative equal lows, equal highs, whatnot. So liquidity sweep has to happen Monday, Tuesday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, you see the direction starting to form. You see the MSS, you see the MSB, you see the whole market, the PA turning around, the price action turning around, and then you see Wednesday to Friday, you see the distribution happen. So this is kind of what we saw as well today. So if you look at this, you will see that we saw on this. So if you look at the 15 minutes, so we did see the manipulation happen on Monday, right? So we did see a decent dump down. We have liquidity built up, and we are touching onto an OB that we have marked for a long time now. So we do have liquidity sweep for these lows. We come touch into an OB. So manipulation, in my opinion, did happen, and the next phase is the accumulation happened here, right? So the accumulation happened here. We have the manipulation happen now, and then we'll see the distribution happen. That's the basic idea here. And we are going to see the distribution happen, in my opinion. Lots of things are, happening. Obviously, a lot of with this ETF and SEC and all the macro situation that is happening is there. But I do think that this is going to play out, and I do think that the next stop is 41,000. Let me look at the chat, and then guys, I can take 2 coins. So let me know what coins you want me to look at. I can take 2 coins, and then we'll take the rest in the community. I deleted XRP from my trading list. It hurts too much to watch that move. Yeah, the problem is that you get that, and you can't really do much about it. You can't really do much about it. It happens. Let me look at it by the way. Yeah, you can't really do much. It happens. And this is why you should never get on board with these news. This is why it's very dangerous to trade news. Most of the people got in here. 72 cents. Ines says LINA. Let's look at LINA. By the way, guys, talking about BYBIT. If you sign up using my link or you transfer KYC, you can have an account, no problem. You can transfer KYC, you can win an iPhone, and you can get access to our community for free until December. Link in the description, or you can potentially scan this if you want. And if you're there, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. We do this every day. We've got a lot of videos coming out as well. I'm gonna drop a video this week on risk management. So if you've seen my last video on leverage, I think you're gonna love this one. Yeah, so on LINA the same thing happens, right? So we do have an MSS here. Kind of, I would also consider this is not a strong one, but it looks decent on the 1 hour, on the 4 hour. We have a retest to this region down here, and we move on here. So I would expect LINA the same. You can see the exact same thing on most of the coins. So you see liquidity building up, point of interest. Oh, this did get mitigated. Look at it. We got induced. You might see us coming down here. Yeah, big question if we'll ever come down there, by the way. You know, it's a big one. I don't know. This would be my first point of interest. Take lower time frame confirmations. We can talk about it in the community, by the way, if you want to. This is actually not a bad trade. I think I will post this in the community. This is actually not a bad trade. Take this with a confirmation because we do have a decent structure. The only thing stopping me is liquidity, but I think that's it might leave it behind, especially we made on MSB. This is a very strong level down here, and it got mitigated, so we might do see a pump. Everything looks bullish, to be honest. It can take liquidity as well. This is what I said. We need to see, you know, what's happening, but this does look like a great level. All right, ladies, and somebody's saying it's buffering really bad. Let me just do a poll here, please, because this is super important for me. Like, let's because I don't know why this is buffering. Guys, please don't leave yet. We're just gonna put this up here. I'm gonna pull this up, and I'm gonna put up a vote or a poll. So I started a poll. Can you please vote? I gotta see that. I wanna see if it is lagging or not, you know? But this is a problem. I mean, it's not a problem if it's not. A small amount of people do experience this, so I will try to look for what's the problem is, and I'll try to update you as well. I don't know why this might be, but 30% of people, that's pretty substantial. Yeah, you gotta refresh. This might be some YouTube stuff. You gotta refresh. Try to refresh in Kiwi. Confirmation, but if you look in the community, you know it's confirmation entry. All right, guys, we'll try to sort this out. I'm gonna, oh, nice. Almost there. All right, guys, I'm probably gonna jump into trading zone in the community. If you look here, we have this trading zone channel here on a premium. So I'm gonna do that because we do see stuff happening here, and then we see how we can deal with this. We can see what trades we take. Guys, come to the community. I can't tell you more. Join. There's a link in the description. I would be thrilled to see you. It's free until the end of the year. You just have to sign up with our link and use it. That's it. And you do make, like, if you let me show you again, just so that people like whatnot and you look at this. You can see this even without signing up, even without having premium. Like, this is all from yesterday. Look at this. This is all from yesterday. And these are not us. It's not us. It's random people. Marcel, Drew, Dadefuga, Trade Mumyo, Marcel. It's me. Oh, we got two Marcel. Mac, Rain, Z Gold, Teenagers from Mars. Like, random people posting this. So it's like, I don't see why you would not want to join here. I honestly don't see it. And the best part is we do have this channel, Lost But Learn. For example, I'm sorry, Drew, I will bring you up here. I left the AVAX orders in place by mistake last night, and they got hit, and then the position got liquidated. I'm lucky as the way I set the trade up, having all of my funds committed to BTC meant I used high leverage, although the stop loss should have kicked in before liquidation, but it didn't. Very important, it can happen, but it still only cost me 1 R. This is what we teach in the community as well. You gotta have one risk, you gotta have proper risk management. I'm dropping a video on that this week as well, but we come here and we discuss. We come here and we discuss our losses as well. And look at these losses, 0.78%. Like, this is not the crazy degen shit that we're talking about. It's very important to follow proper risk management. When we do come here, we interact with you, we help you. And my goal with the community is not to give you fish, is to teach you how to fish. That's the ultimate goal. You can have all the communities in the world and I can pump you 20 fucking trades a month, but I don't think that's what you need. What you need is a community finally where you can come and you can learn. It's not just talking and not just talking too much and saying so little, but actually teaching you how to trade. So, rounding this up, join the community, link in the description. If you sign up with my BYBIT link, you can win an iPhone. Can't tell you more. Awesome having you here. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.